What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. This was a video I was really debating on making at all, but gotta make something for Spooky Month, so here we are, I guess. Today we're gonna be talking about the recent one game that has me interested, but also a little worried. And that is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, basically on the Switch. And there has been a lot of concerns. Obviously, you don't see much as talk with this on like the other games. I mean, that's probably for obvious reasons. I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I guess I never gave my full thoughts on this, even though I made a video on Dark Moon, like, I don't know, like in 2020, if I'm gonna be honest, or 2021, one of those two. Actually, no, it's probably 2020. But Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is a 3DS game I generally enjoy. Honestly, it's my second favorite 3DS game. Only slightly under Kid Icarus Uprising, which is my actual favorite 3DS game. But Dark Moon is just such a fun experience I had when I first got my 3DS, and it's generally one of my favorite games. I don't know if I love, and I think it deserves just as much praise as Luigi's Mansion 1 and 3. I love all Luigi's Mansion games, just in their own ways, because they all feel unique in their own ways. But yeah, now with Dark Moon coming to Switch, some people ask, why did this happen? And I know I'm saying this after making the video on Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, but it's a remake that, while cutscenes may be a bit of a downgrade, that's probably the only thing, and it's $50, so there's definitely more just as much concerns with that as there is with Luigi's Mansion. At least there's a decent chance that Nintendo might try to do a little something different, maybe add different amounts of content and stuff like that. There's a decent chance. It's not high, but I think there's a decent chance Nintendo will add something. And also, just to give Donkey Kong a something at least, because he hasn't gotten really much, because Nintendo does not treat Donkey Kong well, so maybe this is just preparing him. But in the case of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I get that Luigi's Mansion is very popular. Luigi's Mansion 3 sold incredibly well on the Switch, no doubt, over 10 million copies. That's impressive, honestly, and it's still one of my all-time favorite Switch games. Seems to get much criticism with the combat and maybe the atmosphere. Otherwise, it's still a glorious, fun time, honestly. So yeah, not sure if I like it more over 1. Maybe for replayability, I prefer 1, but man, I just really love all the games in their own way, so it doesn't really matter for me. But yeah, for the Dark Moon remaster on Switch, the answer could be that they want to give Luigi something because of the Mario Bros. Movie, even though Luigi was locked up in a cage for most of the movie. But I don't know. I feel like when it comes to remasters and ports, I know they're trying to, build up a schedule for, the remaining time the Switch has, which is probably the best answer. But I don't know how I feel about a Dark Moon remaster / I guess it could be a remaster. It's just the same game with with good improvements. It could be like a Metroid Prime remaster situation, and we'll get to that conversation. I guess we'll get to that conversation now. At least that game is only $40. Nintendo never, I don't know how Nintendo is with their, if this is $60, then Nintendo needs to add something to make this worth the price. It's hard to tell. I don't think, it doesn't have a release date yet, so we don't obviously know the price, but knowing Nintendo, it could either be 40 or 60, maybe 50, between 40 and 60, and I hope it's not 60, to be honest, as much as I love Dark Moon. I don't know if that would really be worth the price, and I know people are going to be commenting this as I'm talking about Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm going to be so hypocritical. I know I love being a Nintendo fan, talking about something I'm not excited for because my favorite character is in that particular game, right? God, arguing with Nintendo fans is insufferable, I tell ya. But, with Dark Moon specifically, I can maybe wait a little bit, but I'm also going to be very concerned of this compared to other games releasing. Because, like, I love Dark Moon so much, but I don't know if I really would spend it again to play it again and just experience the same game with visual improvements. Like, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe did do that, but at least it has a new mode and some minigame challenges to be worth the price. At least gives you something to do. Dark Moon kind of needs that kind of vibe, in my opinion. To give the players something to at least do. I mean, sure, the multiplayer will be fun. I love Scare Scraper. That would be fun in online multiplayer. But other than that, I don't know what else they could think of to make this a big deal kind of game. Maybe they're just releasing something to, you know, to fill out the schedule for next year, and that's about it. So maybe they just won't add anything, and the visual improvements are going to be the only thing going for this. Not to say it's bad or anything. Even then, even if it's not as amazing as Luigi's Mansion 3, which I don't know if that's to be expected, to be honest. I don't know how this stuff works, but yeah, to be honest, I do understand why some will be excited if you're a big diehard Luigi's Mansion guy. I am a diehard Luigi's Mansion guy. Luigi is one of my favorite Mario characters, obviously, but I'm not sure if I will buy a Dark Moon remaster. This is one of those games I'm probably going to be way more concerned of if I'm deciding if I'm actually going to get it or not. Because I still have the original game. I mean, if I want to play online with friends, then that could be the only reason I'm getting it, but other than that, yeah, I think this needs a new mode or something to be worth it. That's just how I personally see this Dark Moon remaster with visual improvements, however you call this. Seems like there's been a lot of discourse, some discourse with remake versus remaster. I feel like there's a lot of videos that touch on it pretty well, so yeah. But regardless, I definitely feel like Dark Moon still is going to be... I still think the quality of the game will still be amazing. I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion and Dark Moon. Anyone who calls it bad, I don't trust them. It's not as bad as you'll think it is. If it's your least favorite, it's fine, but it's not a bad game or anything, so yeah. But, and the fact that it's also coming in the summertime, which is kind of interesting, because Luigi's Mansion games always release around Halloween. So it made me wonder why it didn't get planned for this year rather than next year, but that's probably due to October's massive lineup right now. So yeah, but regardless, whether if you're excited for this or not, if you're excited for the Dark Moon remaster, I'm not forcing you to buy it or even forcing you to not get it. This is just my personal opinion. Seems like I gotta throw this out there every time in my videos, because some of my videos just gain attention nowadays, like the fucking Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, and of course the Mario Kart DLC videos also been getting a lot of attention. By the way, I really appreciate you guys for commenting on that stuff. Thanks for all the support on my videos. So yeah, but back to the topic again. I don't know if this is really going to be it's really depending if this really is a big deal. With remasters and stuff, you need to sort of build up to it, maybe something like a mode or something. It's sort of like with Bowser's Fury, like I said. Like, I didn't even mention Bowser's Fury, but that's one of the examples. So, again, we'll have to see what happens, but I still think Dark Moon is still going to be a fun time regardless what happens. So, I guess I won't completely be angry. Again, it's debatable if I am going to get this or not, unless my friends really want me to play Scare which, to be honest, I think Scare is better in Dark Moon than 3. So, maybe that's it. They could add Luigi playable, but that won't really justify it, in my opinion. But, again, we will see what happens, but I think that's all I really got to talk about for this Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on Switch. So yeah, excited for it, cool. If you're not excited for it, also cool. Just don't be an ass. That's all. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I really wanted to make something for Spooky Month, and I guess this was the closest I have. So yeah, sorry. Man, Luigi gets a short end of the stick. I feel like I've been slandering this remat thing that is not even out yet. I promise y'all, Luigi's one of my favorite Mario characters. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Are you interested in this Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on Switch? Let me know in the comments below. Do you hope it adds any content too? Because it really should get that. But I know, don't count on it. Alright, bye everyone.